Welcome, everybody, to the Futlife TV podcast. We have a guest today. Ari is joining us to talk about all the games that have happened this weekend and just everything that's going on in the league so far. We have a lot of exciting matches that have happened that we're going to be covering today, and we're going to get into some results first before we get into any talks. We're going to start with the Premier League. We had Brighton beating West Ham 3-0, Chelsea beating Watford 4-2, Huddersfield beating Manchester United 2-1, Man City beating Burnley 3-0, Newcastle beating Crystal Palace 1-0, Bournemouth beating Stoke City 2-1, Leicester beating Swansea 2-1, Southampton beating West Brom 1-0, Arsenal beating Everton 5-2, and Tottenham beating Liverpool 4-1. And in La Liga, we have Levante tying Getafe 1-1, Real Betis beating Alaves 2-0, Valencia beating Sevilla 4-0, Barcelona beating Malaga 2-0, Villarreal beating Las Palmas 4-0, Atletico Madrid beating Celta Vigo 1-0, Leganes beating Athletic Club 1-0, Real Madrid beating Eibar 3-0, Real Sociedad tying Espanyol 1-1, and Girona beating Deportivo 2-1. And in the Serie A, we have Sampdoria beating Crotone 5-0, Napoli tying Inter 0-0, Chievo Verona beating Hellas Verona 3-2, Atalanta beating Bologna 1-0, Fiorentina beating Benevento 3-0, AC Milan tying Genoa 0-0, Sassuolo beating Spal 1-0, Roma beating Torino 1-0, Juventus beating Udinese 6-2, Lazio beating Cagliari 3-0. And in League One, we have Montpellier beating Saint-Étienne 1-0, Monaco beating Caen 2-0, Rennes beating Lille 1-0, Nantes beating Guingamp 2-1, Dijon beating Metz 2-1, Toulouse beating Angers 1-0, Amiens beating Bordeaux 1-0. And Strasbourg beating Nice 2-1, Lyon beating Troyes 5-0, PSG and Marseille tying 2-2. And last but not least, we have Bundesliga. And we have Schalke beating Mainz 2-0, Hannover beating Augsburg 2-1, Dortmund tying Frankfurt 2-2, Borussia Mönchengladbach losing to Bayern 5-1, Leipzig beating Stuttgart 1-0, Bayern beating Hamburg 1-0, Köln tying Bremen 0-0, Freiburg and Berlin 1-1, Wolfsburg and Hoffenheim 1-1. And that's all the leagues that we cover. They're great matches. I enjoyed a lot of them, especially the Premier League matches. That's what we're going to talk about first. All the stuff that have happened in the Premier League. Let's look at the standing in the Premier League. Man City first place with 25 points. Manchester United in second with 20 points. Tottenham in third with 20 points. Chelsea in fourth with 16 points. Arsenal in fifth with 16 points.
Tottenham.
And
Tottenham is all I can say.
They're on fire.
They're a team that a lot of people have been sleeping on.
And the goalie.
Oh my goodness.
He's on fire.
Oh
some of the saves he's been making lately, just beautiful saves. He's made some huge saves in the past at least 4 games, and the whole team just stepped it up, really stepped it up.
He kept them 1-1 against Madrid.
Yeah, I think they could have won that game.
They could have.
They really could have won that game if they played
They
with more
had
confidence.
some key players missing, due
and
to
they didn't
injury.
do well when they had position,
Oh no, definitely.
But in the league they're doing fantastic. In the Champions League they do well too. I mean, 1-1 against Madrid, that's a great result. In Madrid's field,
Mm-hmm.
that's a big result.
That's
for
a big
Tottenham.
deal. Big deal.
big step up for them. The coach is really good coach. The players are performing very well. Everyone's at top of their game. Kane is scoring like crazy. He's scoring in almost every game, I think.
Oh my goodness.
He is scoring in every game.
He is.
He's on fire. He really is.
If he's
on
not
fire.
scoring, he's assisting.
Yeah, he really is unstoppable right now. And I think all of them really are. But Kane especially, there was an interview with Thierry saying that Kane's not a world-class player. I disagree with that. It's like, if you don't have, who is a world-class striker if Kane isn't one?
Right.
Name me three world-class strikers in your opinion that are performing as well as Kane is. Kane is young. He still has a bright future. For the past 2-3 years, he's been top form. He's been scoring over 20 goals.
Oh yeah, easy.
And he's young still, promising future, and he's just on fire. And you can see his form now. Tottenham is in fantastic form, and they continue their fantastic form with a dominating win against the poor Liverpool, which had poor defending. Just absolutely horrible defending.
I
don't know what the hell was going on there. Lovren was completely lost. I don't think he was in the game. The first goal he let through, the ball was going in. He's looking at the ball almost as if he's asleep, and the ball just passes him. Then he swings his head. He could have easily headed that.
Something.
He was a big disappointment, and Tottenham took advantage of it.
Liverpool to me just hasn't been nearly the team that they have been in the past.
Yeah.
This season at all.
They have a big history, and for the past several years, they really haven't been performing as well. They did win the Champions League years back, but since then they haven't been up to expectations. I think it's expected for a club with that much history and that much money. Let's be honest, they have a lot of money. They can't spend a lot of money, and I don't know. They're just suffering. They're just suffering bad. They're in bad form. I wasn't convinced with that 7-0 win in the Champions League. I didn't think they would be consistent enough to keep it in the Premier League,
Mm-hmm.
And it showed. They had a very poor performance against a very strong Tottenham, and they crumbled. The defense crumbled. The strikers weren't there. They don't have a number 9. They're missing a number 9.
That's what it is.
Salah is working up there. They have some fast players up there. If Mane is up there, he'll be good too. But they don't have that striker. They need that number 9. They're missing that. Sturridge is in one game, half of the game, and is out for other games. He's not 100%. He's not fit to play.
The team was actually doing pretty decent until Coutinho came back. Once Coutinho came back is when they started going downhill.
Well, ever since that happened, I even said it a couple episodes back. I said there's an awkward feeling there. There's been an awkwardness there.
There's a tension.
And it's showing. It really is
exactly
showing. And it's been showing for a while now. And Klopp said they can fix it, but I don't see how. What are they going to do? They need to change players.
Yeah.
They need more. They need better defenders. They don't have good defense.
That's definitely where they need to start.
Yeah.
That's definitely where they need to start is with defense, because 4-1 against Tottenham is definitely not a result that you're going to want to get, especially it being at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but not taking anything away from Tottenham. They're in fantastic form and playing very well. But the thing is, Liverpool are playing very poor, not just in this game but other games as well. And I think they're going to continue to suffer in these games. Maybe they'll win one here and there, but they're not going to be consistent. Because they're missing those key players. They're missing those key defenders. They're missing that number 9. Something they really are missing. Like these are big concerns that Klopp needs to really think about. But honestly, I really don't even think Klopp will stick around. No. I think he's going to try to get that Bayern job at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm. I definitely see him attempting to get his way back into Germany.
Yeah.
And
he's a German-style coach.
Why not go to your rival team? Before you were with Dortmund, now try it out at Bayern.
Yeah, that's your style anyway. I think he's a German style coach, and he should stay in Germany. And he would. I think he really could do well with Bayern. He really can bring in the right players for Bayern and do well there. But He's suffering in England, and it's not just him. We can't blame him when his players are performing so poor.
Mm-hmm.
His defenders are falling apart left and right, letting goals in left and right, and they don't have a number 9 to make up for the goals. So what are they going to do?
They need to spend some of the money that they
They
have.
have to spend the money. See, the thing is, they got into a piss measuring contest with Barcelona, and they didn't sell Coutinho, And the smart move would have been to sell Coutinho at a desperate moment for Barcelona, who would have spent probably up to 150 on Coutinho.
Yep.
You take that 150 million and you build in all those places where you're weak at, because you are suffering. Don't think you don't need players. You need players. You don't just need to fix things. You need with your players. You need new players. You need defenders. You need a number 9. You need to get rid of Sturridge.
You need midfielders.
Get rid of Sturridge. Bring in. Well, they're looking at Draxler from PSG to replace Coutinho if he gets to go this summer or
I
January.
don't see
because
Draxler
Barcelona
fitting.
actually,
I don't see Draxler fitting in a Liverpool lineup.
he's a good player. I don't think he would do bad there. I think he would do well.
I'm not saying he's not going to do well. He is. He's a great player. Great player. He's getting overshadowed by Rabiot, Di Maria,
everyone that's there.
pretty much Pastore, Verratti,
Neymar,
Mbappe. I mean,
That's
come
a
on, the
different
list goes.
story.
We'll get into that one, but
Liverpool, they do need
I don't
some reinforcement.
I don't see Draxler fitting into that squad. I just don't.
They need to figure something out, because look, they kept Coutinho, fine. They didn't make any buys of things they needed.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get any players they needed. They needed defenders and stuff. They couldn't. That 150 million from Coutinho could have bought you at least 4 solid players.
It has everything to do with Jurgen Klopp. It's all because of Klopp. At the end of the day, he said, "I don't want to buy anyone."
Yeah, they put all their eggs in one basket trying to buy DeJourn from Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out at the end, and they had nothing to show for it.
No.
And it's
if
been
I remember
pathetic.
correctly, I mean, we can go ahead and just take a quick look at this. They did a lot of sells.
But it's been pathetic. It's really has been
Chamberlain,
pathetic.
really?
Yeah, they bought Chamberlain. That's right.
That's the only player
who
that came in, and then Mohamed Salah.
who hasn't been really playing all that impressive anyway. There, he hasn't been really impressive. No one in Liverpool has been impressive. Salah is working hard up there, but he's not a consistent goal scorer. He's not a number 9. You know what I mean?
Neither is Firmino.
Yeah, neither is Firmino, and neither is Coutinho. They really need that old Suarez, They're really missing that hungry, vicious number 9. They're missing that, and it shows every game. And not only they're missing a striker, here's the thing. When you have a striker, maybe you can let a couple goals in, maybe a couple defensive mistakes, as long as your striker and that attacking force that you have. Because with a great number 9, Liverpool will have an incredible attacking force. Am I wrong?
No.
And with a great attacking force, you can afford to maybe sometimes let a couple goals in and counter your attacker to get 3 in, counter your 1 or 2 to be able to still win the game. But they don't have that number 9. They don't have their goal scorers to be able to score goals like that. So if you don't have that and you don't have a defense, what do you have?
Yeah.
And Henderson, sure is a nice guy, but he's not a captain for Liverpool. He's not a Gerrard. He's never gonna fill Gerrard's shoes. Let's be honest. different character, different player. I know he's trying and he tries, but that's not good enough. And maybe there's a lot of people back there who see how much it means to him or all that, and they don't want to hurt his feelings. But I don't think he belongs. I don't think he's that good of a player to be the captain and the main man for Liverpool. He's not a boss type of player.
Yeah.
So, but Liverpool has problems that they really need to bring in new players. But I don't know. What do you think? Yeah.
No, I agree 100%. Come December, January, definitely need to get some scouts out there, look into some transfers, make some moves. because you're definitely not competing for any kind of silverware with the way you're going right now. I promise you that.
They will be lucky if they get in top 4.
Oh, I mean, where are they now? 9th?
I believe so. 8th or 9th.
Their goal
They'll be
difference.
lucky. They'll
Their
be
goal
lucky.
differential just tells you everything you need to know about their defense.
Well, you know who that game helped out? Arsenal,
Big time.
who are now having a good chance to be in the top 4 for sure, but also have a chance to compete in that, title league race. It's so early; anything can happen.
Anything.
Especially after Christmas. That's the crucial points. That's where you see some of your teams that you think are going to do well start declining, and some other teams taking over.
Yeah.
So right now, it's just enjoying the great games. After Christmas, that's when it's really going to be crucial, because you never know what's going to happen. If Man City hits bad form, loses a few in a row, anything can happen.
Anything.
So that's what makes it so exciting. But it is too early to tell. But Arsenal, it did help out Arsenal a lot, who played amazing, who had an amazing game. Great game. The players are all the main players were all. They're all fit. Sanchez played with Ozil for the first time.
Yeah.
Started with him for I don't know how many games.
Man.
And you need that. Those two players need to be in there together. Without those,
Did you
two
see the
playing,
difference?
Yeah. They're attacking. Did you see how
Amazing.
they just kept looking for each other, and it's day and night. It's day and night when you have those two players in there together.
The way they just sync their minds up together,
Yeah.
and the way they play football together is just amazing to watch.
Absolutely,
Amazing to watch.
it really was. And
I don't know what Arsene Wenger is thinking over there.
Well, here's honestly, I really think this team has potential to do this every game, But I just think Arsene Wenger needs to step aside, and they need to bring a new, exciting coach in the picture, It needs to be a,
Thierry.
fresh air,
I think they need to bring in Thierry Henry.
I thought I said that myself a few times, but I just... like when I watch Thierry speak and just see him when he talks about stuff, I don't think he's there yet. I really don't. And I'm not trying to say but I'm just saying, I don't know if he would make a great big difference now. I think maybe down the line in a few years with a little more experience he could,
Right.
But let's be honest, as bad form as Wenger has been for several years, those are big shoes to fill.
They are. I
So-
agree. I agree with
And
you.
I just don't think Thierry's quite ready yet. I think he will be, and that's exactly what they will need. But for now, they need to get rid of Wenger and bring in someone else.
I think anybody. You could bring in anybody right now. The head coach, even the assistant coach
With some
from
energy,
Newcastle.
with some excitement.
Exactly. Anybody with some energy that would uplift the team.
Yeah. Because Wenger just doesn't have it. He just doesn't. He's exhausted. The poor guy's exhausted. Every time you see him, he just looks older. Every day he looks older. And
Stress will do that to you.
exactly. And it's like he's had enough. But I don't know what it is. It just keeps him not wanting to move aside. I've always said I think he has everyone fooled that he has a share. He has a big share in the in Arsenal. That's why he still has his job. Well, he has his job.
Who knows?
But who knows? Maybe that is why. I mean, who else keeps their job doing that poor for that many years?
Yeah.
It's just unheard of. So I don't know. I think with if Wenger leaves, they bring in a better, more exciting coach, one that has more players' respect.
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the main things he's losing in players, because I think players are seeing that he's just exhausted. But the brilliant performance this weekend. When they have their full squad, and that full squad is actually in the mood to play, you see how beautiful they can play. There was still some silly mistakes by your goalie and the defenders, silly mistakes, which one of them cost the goal. But
They made up for it.
yeah,
for
when
sure.
you have that much power up there, when you have Ozil, Sanchez playing in top form, and they're both in goal scoring form and assisting form, then you can go ahead and afford to
Pretty much
maybe
unstoppable.
get one. Yeah, they really are. They're strong. They're a very strong duo. Those two are very dangerous when they're playing together. It's really exciting to watch them. When they're playing together, when they're starting the game, I love watching it. I really do.
Yeah.
But hopefully they can keep the run going, and hopefully we're wrong about Wenger, you know? Which
Hopefully.
we're not. We're not. But, man, you slipped points again, and not only slipped points, lost to Huddersfield after 65 years. 65 years.
The most embarrassing thing about this loss is that they, if I'm not mistaken, put a tweet out before the game and said we've never been to this stadium for a Premier League match. Let's make it memorable.
Really?
And
It was memorable.
Very.
It went down in history for sure. 65 years. That's memorable.
That's going down in
Mission
the books.
accomplished. Fantastic. But disappointing result. I couldn't believe
man.
it. And they just played poor. They really did. They didn't want it.
No.
They didn't. Were in the mood to play. The other team just was hungry, and they really played their asses off. They really did.
Oh man.
You know, they really pushed it.
They wanted it. They wanted this win.
Yeah.
They wanted to prove. They wanted to send their message and
Yeah,
let them
they
know,
did.
hey, we're here for a reason. We're not going back.
Absolutely.
And Manchester United, they pretty much said, hey, you know what? You guys just came from Championship. This is your first time ever.
Yeah.
We're gonna run over you.
Yeah.
And let it get to their head that hey, we're a better team. No.
Yeah.
You got to bring your A game to every single match. Every 3 points matters.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would be mad if I got 1 point, right? Let
Yeah.
alone 0.
Especially with the form that City is in.
Come on, you were right behind them. Everything was the same. Goal differential. I mean, it's still the same as far as the amounts of difference there. But Man City has scored a lot more for sure.
Yeah, and they're more consistent. They're a more consistent team, and
Man City
They're
has
dominating.
potential to win a lot of
Yeah.
silverware as well.
they had a dominating performance this weekend.
I feel like England is definitely gonna have a couple teams in the knockout stages of the
Yeah,
Champions
definitely
League.
they should. I mean, look at all the form they're in. The form that Tottenham's in, Man City's in. Man City in the Champions League, they'll do well. They're in great form right now. You know, the players are young. Aguero's back.
Yeah.
That's huge for them, you know?
Mhm.
They have Jesus, Sané, Aguero. Imagine all three of those guys playing up top. And then you have Sterling and David Silva and
Bernardo Silva.
De Bruyne, who is in
Come on.
top form. That guy is fantastic, man. He is in top form. He's a world-class player. He really is, you know? I really think he's an underrated player. If anyone doesn't think he's world-class, they are absolutely out of their mind. This guy is a difference maker. He can assist. He can score. He's just a brilliant player. He
Oh
really
my
is.
goodness. His passing ability with 4 or 5 defenders in front of him
Yeah.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, his vision
Phenomenal.
of the game is just it's lovely to see. You know,
It
the
is.
City team is a very exciting team to watch, and they're doing fantastic. They're in great form. They continue their great form this weekend. They had a dominating performance, and they're in first place for a reason. They have earned it. They're not taking any games lightly. And even if they are missing key players, the rest of the team fights. They really are fighting, you know.
Yeah.
This year, and that's the thing with Pep. Pep pushes the players. Pep wants to see
Hard.
the most out of those players.
But that's the thing with Pep. You notice that he pushes them hard. They
Yeah.
play hard,
Oh yeah,
but then they end up with a lot of injuries towards the end.
yeah they do. But the thing is, they have enough people on the bench now.
It happened to him at Barca.
Yeah, absolutely.
It happened to him at Bayern.
But look at his bench.
It's going to happen to him at City.
Look, it has been. Aguero was out with a rib injury.
Keep watching.
There's been
It's going to happen
injuries
a
for
lot,
him as
but
well.
it's going to be a lot more.
Yeah, but they have enough fire. I think they have enough firepower to be able to cover injuries. I really do. I really do. Because even if they do get a couple goals in, these guys are playing very well. They're scoring goals. And
It's
the
a
thing
trend
is-
that I see a lot with these older coaches. Yeah, they've won a lot of trophies. For
they
instance,
demand more from
Mourinho.
their players, yeah, which can be backfire, of course. Yeah.
Mourinho's one of them.
Yeah.
Pep
Yes,
is the other.
absolutely.
You just keep watching them play these players so rough and so hard, nonstop. They played 3 games in a week,
Yeah.
and you expect them to play what 52 games,
Yeah. It's tough. It really is tough.
all 90 minutes.
It's tough. And those guys do. Those coaches like that, you're absolutely. They demand more from those players. They push them harder. But they do have enough firepower to be able to rest some players, I think, against some weaker teams, which I'm sure he's going to do eventually. But right now, they're going for every 3-point they can possibly get. But they're in first place, fantastic form. That league period is just fantastic to watch this year, you know.
Yeah.
But moving on to some La Liga. Let's start with the standings. We have Barcelona in first place with 25, Valencia in second with 21, Real Madrid in third with 20, Atletico Madrid in fourth with 19, and Leganes in fifth with 17. A couple of teams up there that you're not really too used to seeing
at all.
But
where's
Valencia
the rest
has
of them?
earned it. Valencia has been in great form. They have been in fantastic form lately. They've been playing very well. They look like a really strong team. They look like a Atletico Madrid 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they remind me of this year. And the way they're playing their game, the way they're fighting, it's just great to watch. This year, Barcelona is 4 points ahead, so they have a good advantage. But you never know. It's too early, and the way these teams are playing, they're all keeping pressure right on each other. You know?
Big time.
It's
time.
really good. But Barcelona's match this weekend, the first goal was out of bounds. First goal was clear.
Definitely. Clearly out of bounds.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's stuff like this that will come back and bite them maybe later on in the season or maybe even in the next game. But the referees got to do a lot better. I've seen a trend in the past 2, 3, 4, 5 seasons that these referees are lacking in their calls and vision. And
it's the sidelines not being able to keep up with that the last play. Because I think they're trying to play catch up, and by the time the ball is out there, they're still running back.
What they need to do is, just like Champions League, there's the 2 extra referees.
Yeah.
By the goal.
Do they have those, don't they?
No, but that's what they need. They need to bring that extra referee.
Yeah, but man, honestly, most of the times, those guys are worthless. Absolutely worthless.
Yes and no. But I would definitely take that over VAR because I feel like VAR is definitely not ready to use.
No, absolutely not. The bullshit they're doing now, no way.
No.
It's just not. It's not.
So I think right now the best bet or option for them is definitely to bring in those extra referees.
Yeah.
So they can, have that extra say.
Yeah.
But is that a penalty? Is that a dive?
Yeah.
One of the two.
Is it out of bounds?
Is it out of bounds? Because that shouldn't have been.
Yeah, but other than that, they had a great performance. They played well. Everyone but Suarez. Suarez has been in a very poor form lately. I think the worst he's probably ever had, and it's so disappointing to see because all these articles everywhere talking about he's at the wrong side of the 30, this and that, But some of this, I don't think it's that necessarily. I think it's a lot of mind thing. Look at the goals he's missing. Some of the goals he's missing. It's just not the sharpness. Tap-ins, like a tap-in, I don't care if you're at the wrong side of the 40. You can't tell me a tap-in with an empty goal you're going to miss. You know what I mean? There's a mental problem there. There's something going on mentally.
Yeah.
He needs to focus more. He needs to figure out what it is that's bothering him and focus back. And maybe it's the lack of confidence. Maybe it is the fact that he's 31 is starting to get to his head and it's messing with him mentally. But it's not just a physical thing for him. I think he needs to get mentally focused. And, look at Messi. Same age. Look at the way he's playing.
Look at Ronaldo.
Exactly.
Same age, maybe I think a year or two older.
A couple years older, yeah.
He's also not in good form. I think he only has just a couple goals.
You know what I thought that he did when we'll get into that in a minute when we're talking about Madrid after Barca, but
he only has 1 goal.
Yeah, no,
this whole season.
No, he has.
Come on. It's not that Suarez isn't finding he's not finding the back of the net, but he has more goals than Ronaldo.
Yeah, but the goals that he should have had is just ridiculous. The goals
agree.
that he misses. He's been in horrible form, and I don't know what it is. I think it's a mental thing. I really do.
It has to be. It has to be, because this goal that he missed recently, like you just mentioned, the goal was open. The goalkeeper was all the way on the other post, and he had an open shot, and it just skimmed right past the post.
Exactly.
Went out of bounds.
So it's not age thing. 31 is not gonna make you miss tap-ins. You know what I mean?
No, it's not that.
That's not how
It's
the
in
world
mind.
works.
It's in the mind for sure.
Thing. But they had a great performance this weekend. They did win the game, and they got their 3 that they needed, and so did Madrid. But great performance, dominating performance against Eibar, and Ronaldo continued his non-scoring form.
Yeah.
And so did Benzema.
You know,
but Ronaldo somehow won the best player of the year for last year award. And stats showed, I'm not trying to piss on Ronaldo's parade. Congratulations to him for winning that award, by the way. It's second year in a row he's won that award. It's great.
Congratulations.
But stats showed that his the two players that are runner-ups, Messi and Neymar, both had way better stats than Ronaldo did. Way better stats than Ronaldo did last year. So it's like, okay, are you going with your team? Is it a team? Is it a team award or is it an individual award? Because you're going with team. I think they're giving him that because of his team performance, of the team winning the Champions League, of the team winning the league. You know what I mean? And even in Euros, the year before that when he won the Ballon d'Or, he won the Champions League and the Europa League, both finals. One of the finals he didn't even play in. And the other final, he was the worst player on the field.
I believe it's going to be because it's the influence that he has on the team.
Of course. Not only on the team, but in FIFA, period. His name carries big weight.
But it's not just the name. It's also the influence that he had for Portugal to get, qualified into the World Cup. It's the influence he had for Real Madrid
to win the Champions League. Yeah, but we're not talking about influence, though. If that was the case, then there'll be coaches.
He was scoring and he was assisting.
I understand, but in big moments he wasn't. In the final in the Europa League, he wasn't. He was standing there yelling next to his coach. You know what I mean? But if you want to give the best player award to an influence player, then give it to a coach.
Okay.
Because that's what he did for those 2 finals.
No, but had he not played in the games before that final, would Portugal have been in the final?
Yes, they would have.
No, they
would
wouldn't.
How many goals did he score?
He scored in almost every game.
Yeah, but look at the players they played. Look at the way they played.
The
games without him, they played better.
There was games.
The games he was missing, they played better.
There was games the only one he only missed that one game.
They played better. That was the best game Portugal had.
No, it wasn't, because
yes, it was.
It went all the way into the 120th
yes, they did, but with
minute.
Bullshit games. Are you serious? The games we watched
against France?
But did you watch the games though? They didn't have a dominating performance in any game. The best game they had was the final, and that's the game that Ronaldo was missing. That's the best Portugal's played. That team played very well together. They deserved that final win. And Ronaldo wasn't playing. Now, I'm not trying to piss on Ronaldo's parade, but it's not an influence award. It's who's the best player, who performed the best. You cannot tell me he outperformed Messi last year, individually. I don't care what he did to win, like what he yelled, who he yelled at to win games. He did not outperform Messi last year. He did not outperform Neymar last year. Last year, he did not even outperform. He couldn't even outscore Suarez. You know?
He had more goals than Suarez.
No, he did not. It was Messi and then Suarez. And then Suarez winning the...
It was
Messi and Suarez winning the assists.
In all competition?
I'm not sure about all competition.
Because this is based on all competition.
We're talking about La Liga right now. It's not based on all competition.
Based on... Oh, I thought we were talking about Ronaldo's
we're just talking
award.
about... You're the one that brought him up in the...
You brought up his award.
Yeah, his award. Which I don't think it was deserved. I don't think he's performed better than Messi or Neymar last year. You know what I mean?
It's hard to say yes.
The stats have showed. They've had more assists than him. They've had more goals than him. They've had more goals. They've been more consistent than him.
But because of him...
Even starting of this year, like you just said, he's had 1 goal.
But because of him, last season... He's the reason his teams, both club and country, got to where they went.
I don't know.
He's the reason.
I think last season it was Isco and Asensio and Ramos Marcelo, who did everything, and Casemiro. Ronaldo was nowhere in the picture towards the end of that season. Let's just be honest. He wasn't. He was in poor form at the end of the season. He's continuing the poor form now. He's getting nice goals here and there, but he has not won them any games. He has not won. He has not scored. Show me one game that he scored a crucial goal to win the games for them. It's always been Asensio, Isco, Marcelo, Ramos. These guys have been winning more games for Real than Ronaldo and Benzema and Bale put together. You know?
The BBC is definitely not there anymore.
Overrated. Big time overrated.
All right. So,
Well, you know, you guys let us know who you think really deserved that award and who you think deserves the Ballon d'Or.
make sure you like and subscribe. Leave comments below.
But they did have a great performance, and again, Asensio and Marcelo and Ramos to the rescue. Those are the same names. Thought about that. But they have been, though, man. They have been saving Real's ass for a lot of games that Ronaldo has not been. Ronaldo has not saved Real in games, big games. He has not helped them. And last year, I think he had an outstanding performance. I'm not saying he was terrible or anything, you know. He did have an outstanding performance. But if we're going to give the player, we're going to give an award for the best player, best performing player, individual best player. Messi and Neymar both played better than Ronaldo did last year. And they're continuing to do so this year.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
Exactly. But like you said, he did only score one goal. Last year, he didn't win the Pichichi, and he was third or fourth behind Suarez. Messi won the Pichichi last year, and Messi had more goals in all competitions than Ronaldo did as well. So, stats show, for himself. But Ramos did win them a lot of games, who got them in the final and won them the final in the Champions League. And was it Sanchez, I believe, and another guy for Portugal was the one who won them the Portugal final. But again, not taking any credit away from Ronaldo, because he's a fantastic player. He's the second best player in the world, in my opinion, right behind Messi, who I believe is the best player in the world. And, hats off to him for winning the award. Congrats, Ronaldo. I think Messi deserved it, and I think if not Messi, Neymar would have deserved it, because they both played better than Ronaldo did. But it's all about trophies for your team, apparently. That's what FIFA gives the awards for. Other than that,
Shade.
that's pretty much it
Just
for
a little bit of shade there.
I mean, it's not. It's no secret, They know. We'll still watch FIFA. Don't worry. But moving on to Serie A, which there's a lot of games there, a lot of goals as well, especially in that Juve game, 8-goal match.
Mm-hmm.
An 8-goal match. That's what you want to. Well, that's what I love to see. I love to see goals. I enjoy watching tons and tons of goals. And that's what we just got this weekend from Serie A. And the standing are Napoli in first place with 25, Inter in second with 23, Juve in third with 22, Lazio in fourth with 22, Roma in fifth with 18. Close, real close, that one.
Man.
Neck and neck. Inter has been doing pretty well lately.
Really well.
They've
been really impressive. That's a team. That team and AC Milan are the two teams that I've felt bad for, because they used to do really, really good.
Yeah.
They used to be top teams in Europe.
Yeah.
Champions League, their own league. And here recently, Inter Milan started to do a lot better. AC Milan was expected to do better with all the money they spent. I think close to 200 million is what they spent this summer, and they're sitting in 11th place after 9 games being played. Like that. That's sad.
They started out promising, but
that's what I'm saying.
Really bad.
Really bad. After all that money,
Bonucci didn't help.
Buying Bonucci from Juventus, that's pretty dirty.
Who's gonna be suspended for the UA game?
Yeah, I think that was kind of done on purpose.
Make it controversial.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, why not? Make headlines.
Hey,
Whatever helps.
Whatever helps pay the bills.
But AC Milan have been disappointing lately. I thought they were going to be promising this year, especially with the players they brought in and everything they've done to change things. But hasn't been getting them anywhere, and unfortunately they are in 11th place, and I don't think they're going to have any chance of winning the league. I don't even think they're going to have a chance to make it in the Champions League if they're going to continue this form. There's teams like Roma, Inter, Lazio, those guys up top, they're playing very well, they really are, and they're more consistent.
Yeah, so, I think Lazio beat Juventus just last week.
Yep, 2-1, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
So, yeah, I mean, you definitely can't be slacking against teams like that.
Yeah, and Juve turned things around, scoring 6 goals. Again, here's the thing. I think not only Juve needs a little bit of defensive work, I think they need a solid striker. I never thought Higuain was a solid striker. I thought he was always overrated. I didn't think he was worth anywhere near the amount they paid for him. And it shows. You had 6 goals and not one of them come from your strikers. There's a problem,
Who was it? Mandzukic.
I think he's a good player.
I think they scored those 6 goals a man down. Mandzukic was red carded, if I'm not mistaken. So they played with the man down the whole game, pretty much, and scored 6 goals. And you're right, Higuain wasn't one of them.
None of the strikers were scoring, yeah.
So
6 goals, your strikers aren't on the sheet. That tells you there's something going on, Because obviously there's opportunities. You have 6 goals,
Yeah.
Why is there? I don't know. I do think they do need to. I think they're not. I don't think they're going to sell them because what are they going to do? Who's going to pay anywhere near what they spend on them?
China.
Maybe. That's true. You got a good point. China.
You're going to China, Higuain.
Start learning Chinese, Higuain.
Pack your bags. It's your last season.
Yeah, I mean, man, the guy is just not. He's not a world class striker. $100 million almost they paid for him. That's a world class player amount of money,
Yeah.
You don't spend that money on Higuain. Who, I don't know. I guess he had a good season last year, but what trophies does he have to show for it?
Nothing.
And then but I don't know. I just don't think he's that good. He's overrated. I think he's an overrated striker. But moving on. Inter and Napoli, I believe, tied, which was interesting match. I think they both were kind of trying to be careful, but at the same time trying to do a little damage. Well, it's expected. First and second place, you don't want to risk anything crazy, and they still have an advantage. They're still a point and a few points ahead of Juve.
The thing about that game there, Napoli had 62% possession, 90% pass success rate, over 643 accurate passes.
Yeah.
And you couldn't score a goal? Yeah. You can't sit here and tell me that.
Shots on target.
They had 4.
4 shots on target.
8 off. So you had 12 shots.
60%, 92 accurate on passing, 4 shots on goal.
So
that's why. They have all the position, the passing, but what are they doing with it? Shots are worthless. Worthless shots, don't get you goals.
But if you have all that time to keep possession and pass the ball back and forth, you telling me you couldn't break through one time? Yeah. That's lack of pushing forward.
Well, that's what I think they were just careful. They were too careful.
They didn't. Neither one wanted to drop points.
Exactly. They didn't want to risk it. They know UA's coming. Mm-hmm. And if I'm pretty sure they both teams knew UA was going to win this game. And they knew they'll be right behind, and they both try to play it careful. Which, they still got 1 point, and they gave both of them an advantage. Inter got the 1 point to put them ahead of UA,
Yeah.
And Napoli are 3 points ahead. They're safe. But, it is very close. Lazio is right there with 22, and they're playing great as well. They're in good form. So, yeah, Serie A is exciting as well. Let's get into some League One. Do you want to say anything else about Serie A?
No, we're good on that.
The standing, we have first place, we have PSG with 26 points, Monaco in second with 22, Nantes in third with 20, Lyon in fourth with 19, Marseille in fifth with 18.
Man, what a weekend in League One.
Yeah, exciting weekend.
Oh, my goodness. Let's go ahead and start with the big one, PSG versus Marseille. The Le Classique is as they call it in France. It's their Classico.
Yeah. Neymar made his debut, got his first yellow, got his first red, got his first goal.
Yeah. I think
and not necessarily in that order.
No, not in that order for sure. But he definitely was not the hero.
No.
Of
he
this
went
one.
From hero to zero right after.
Yeah, Cavani.
The big man.
The one that's been there for a while.
Yeah. And
he's the one that prevailed.
What do you think about what if Neymar was in the game? That free kick wouldn't have been Cavani's. It would have been Neymar's.
Exactly.
Would Neymar have made it?
No.
He could have. He has the ability to. But is it his night? Would he have made it? That's the question. And it's like, well, what if he would have been in the game and he would have missed? Then you miss it. I don't know. I'm getting too deep in a whole different thing. But Cavani did
save the day.
He did save the day. He did give him that point, which was a big point. And
do you think Neymar gave Cavani a hug after the game and told him thank you?
I'm sure he had the same fake smile he had at those interviews and those things. I'm sure he gave him that fake thing, the forced fake smile that he usually does.
Yeah.
And does a little tap. But then when he turned around, it's probably like, just kind of looked down. Like,
that was supposed to be me.
Yeah, like, damn, I was supposed to be the hero, and I just pissed it.
Yeah, no.
Stupid reaction, man. What is he thinking? You just got a yellow, so your solution is to get up and act like you're a big guy and jump, bump the guy. And who are you? You're not that big.
Like, you heard the whistle at least 2 or 3 times before you decided to, get up and start running again with the ball.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you want to act like Mr. Big Guy when you get tackled for being hard-headed and still playing after you hear the whistle. The referee's right next to you.
Yeah, and if you don't have a yellow already, fine. Act like the tough guy.
Right.
I understand you got a little adrenaline going, it's fine. Well, you just got a yellow a few minutes ago. Your solution is to get up and just chest bump this guy or shoulder bump this guy. Those retaliations are yellows, automatic yellows.
And you want to blame the referee because you knew you weren't doing anything in the game.
No, he clapped. It's well deserved. That's why he clapped. He said that I did deserve it. That's what he should have meant by that clap, Because he did deserve it. It was stupid challenge. And it's just horrible. I don't know. It really was. It was a stupid challenge. But Cavani did save the day. And, the man who was getting tossed to the side stepped in and saved the day for them.
Yep.
Big moment for Cavani. You can tell in his reaction, he was thrilled about it.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And it was a big game, it really was a big game. So, saved them the point there and the loss and the embarrassment in that first game. But, other than that, I think Monaco need to keep the pressure on just like they are. They did win the game and they got the 3 points, but they really need to keep getting every 3 point. They can't slip any more points. They need to stay as close as they need to keep it as close as possible because PSG are just taking off with this, and I don't think you're going to see them slip points anytime soon again.
They got a lot of young players on their team and a couple vets. I don't expect them. I actually expect them to win their league and their domestic cup.
Yeah,
in their league this season for sure.
I agree.
Maybe even make it to the semifinals of the Champions League.
I agree.
But the youth of that team could possibly hurt them.
And the ego.
Exactly. And not allow them to make it far in the Champions League, but for sure domestic and league competition, I see them definitely winning that. They are only 4 points ahead of Monaco right now, but again, only 9 games have been played.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry, 10.
They'll win many more. I think they will win.
They're gonna definitely. They haven't lost.
Yeah.
They've only drew twice and,
Well, for
and
good
won 8.
reasons. Look at that team.
Exactly.
That's a strong team.
31 goals have been scored. Only 8 have been allowed.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about their defense and their attack.
Absolutely.
So they're a team to watch out for. Monaco definitely needs to stay on the gas about it, and so does the Nantes. They're in third place with 20 points. They're only six points behind them.
Absolutely.
So they also have the opportunity to make sure that if they do slip, they can take over.
Yeah, again, it's very early. It's so early. So anyone has a chance. Just keep fighting. If they keep fighting, keep getting those threes, keep fighting for those 3 points. Anyone has a chance. At any day, anyone can take a loss and another team can slide up in those points. So, it makes it more exciting when it's closer points like that. And that's pretty much, in League One. And we're going to move on to, last but not least, Bundesliga, where we have Dortmund in first place with 20 points, Bayern Munich in second place with 20, Leipzig in third place with 19, Hoffenheim in fourth place with 16, Schalke in fifth place with 16. Close.
That is so close.
Close as well.
That's why Ancelotti got fired, because normally by now Bayern has already won the league.
And they've turned around. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it's expected from them, By
9
the 10th
games
game,
in.
yeah, they're already throwing a beer at each other.
Yeah.
But
And parade is next weekend.
not this year. Dortmund has something to say about that as they maintain in first place. But they keep slipping points. They have been slipping points lately like crazy. And Bayern has been taking advantage. Bayern have had a turnaround since Ancelotti was fired, which I never thought he was right for that system. He's not a German system coach.
Definitely not.
He needs to be somewhere else, maybe.
Somewhere fast paced.
Yeah, there's rumors of him going to Croatia and being the Croatian coach. But he definitely
I'd
needs
like to see him in the
else.
Premier League.
Yeah, why not? Maybe go to Liverpool
Ancelotti, oh man.
or Arsenal.
Oh, I could see him at Liverpool, man. Ancelotti at Liverpool, Pep at Man City, Mourinho
or
at
Arsenal
Man U.
too, But
Ooh.
Wenger's not going anywhere. But Bayern have turned things around since he's left, and they are in good form again. They are winning games again, and they're right there, neck and neck with Dortmund with 20 points. And it's great to see them fighting back and getting back in form. And you want to see your top teams in your country doing that.
I see Bayern coming out atop at the end of this season. Honestly, they
Most
always
likely.
do. They always
Most
do.
likely. Yeah, definitely. And why wouldn't they? I'm sure they're gonna start figuring out who they need, what they need, and get right on it. They're not a team that wants to fall behind that much, especially in the Champions League. I'm sure they realize how bad they're behind in the Champions League, especially seeing all these teams this year with on the form they're in and as big as they are, as much money they're spending. They need to start spending money. Bayern have not been spending money. Bayern is not a team to spend more money. I don't even think they spend more than 50, 60 million on a player.
No.
And they need to. And I'm sure they're going to start now because they need to now more than ever.
Yeah, they need
it
to.
bad. They need to bring in big players.
Because they got James Rodriguez for 40 million and on loan, and he's on the bench.
Yeah.
So they need to definitely make some moves.
Müller is injured as well, so he's going to be out for about 3 weeks. So that's more bad news for them. But they do. They need to figure something out. But the other teams are playing well. It's an exciting league this year. It really is. Bundesliga, all the teams are close. It's tough matchups, and it's a lot of excitement in these leagues. Every league, I think, these top 5 leagues that we cover, I think these 5 leagues are very more exciting this year than probably ever. They really are. All this new energy behind all these teams. This big money just thrown everywhere. Big players, big transfers,
Right.
and big results. You see some of the teams and big fails. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. It's exciting. It's just as exciting to see those top teams performing well and those seeing others fail. That's how it works. It's
Right.
it's just the rush you get watching all of it, and it's just I love it. I enjoy it. I think football has never been better. I think this is it. This is fantastic. is so much excitement, so much energy behind it, and it shows how close all these leagues are.
Yeah, I agree.
But we did cover all the talks and everything going on in the football world, and the Copa games are on. I believe today and this weekend we'll get back to some league games, and then next week we'll get into some Champions League games.
I can't wait for that.
Cannot wait, and for the league games. But the cup games are going to be all exciting, so make sure you don't miss those and watch those. And all these bars, La Liga's having their, Spain's having their cup, England's having their cup. All the cup games are going on tomorrow or today and Wednesday, and be sure to stay tuned for all those. And we will come in with a new podcast on I believe Thursday, and we'll have more talks of those, and we'll have more football talks for you then. And that's pretty much it from my side. Do you have anything you want to say?
No, just thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you coming.
No problem. I enjoyed it.
I hope you all enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. And if you haven't, please subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram on Futlife TV, and on Twitter at Futlife TV 1. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time.